Hey guys, it's me, Pottery, and today it's just me, you, and this abyss of a green screen behind us that I keyed out. So, it's just gonna be kind of chill today. I'm doing this really late at night. Like, realistically, there's no reason why I should be up right now doing this. Other than the fact that I have told myself that I will throw every day. And I will make a video every single day and post them. And so that's what's keeping me going. I feel like if it was me, when I was first starting this, I would have totally gave up. But the fact that I've done it for, I think, over 200 days now, I've been throwing every single day, making a video every single day, right? Like, I have to honor my, there's so much pressure on myself to be able to continue this every day. It makes it easier knowing that there's more times than I can count that I struggle to, find the time to make this stuff work, right? And all that is bothering me now is that it's just really late at night. I mean, come on. That's not really a good excuse. So I'm just gonna keep making this stuff here. I'm gonna just try to do a good job throwing. I don't know why the water is kicking up so much more. It's like it's hitting this and bouncing maybe? I don't know. I feel like we're getting to the point where I need to start doing some reclaim clay. I might do that tomorrow, but we'll kind of see. I think this is the last of the clay that I have that is good to throw, so I gotta set some clay out for myself tomorrow morning so that I can have enough, enough clay to throw for tomorrow and the next couple days. I have every single class that I taught today, I had them make whistles, so I gave them the option to make whistles, right? I learned how to make whistles yesterday. I'm not sure. Those who watched my video yesterday, I think I talked a little bit about how this gentleman came in and he brought his whistle collection in and he ended up showing me how to make the whistles. And so that was really, really cool, and I really appreciated him doing that. And so to honor his teaching to me, I said, well, you know what? Every single class today, I'm going to try to teach them how to make whistles. And I try to do the same exact way that he showed me. Like the theatrics behind the things that he was saying. Really try to stay true to it. And I thought that was kind of it's like an ode to him teaching me this process, right? Yeah, why is there so much water getting kicked up right now? There's like abnormal amounts of water getting kicked out of my splash pan. That's kind of weird. But here I am right at the bottom, taking this up. It's a pretty good pull. Nice job, guys. Okay, here we go. Here, starting with our undulations. How much water do we have at the bottom? Yeah, we can take some out. Here we go. And we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Extend, 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 extend. Very slightly. Have this jut out just a little bit. Kick it out right at the end. There you go. Tree number 1. Done. Really trying to feel that thinness on that top edge because it's wanting to do all sorts of things. The sponge tried to run away from me. It's trying to do all sorts of things that you don't really want the clay to do normally, right? It's really clay is always trying to destroy itself. Or maybe not destroy itself, just work against your intention for it. And so I feel like it's our job as the makers to sort of battle it out with the clay and find out, you know, what's its limits and how to prevent it right before that edge of its collapse to freeze it there, right? Almost like taking a photograph, right? You're kind of like, I always thought pottery and photography is similar, but quite literally, the whole firing process and everything in ceramics, you know, it's all about like freezing that moment. I watched this video recently where this guy, he kind of is taking images of the illegal pet trade, right? And he was saying that when people tell him to stop recording, right, that's when he just pushes it. He pushes it a little bit more and takes more photos. And then he's noted that the image of the quality of the image of somebody, you know, trying to hide the legal pet trade, right? The quality of the images there, they actually get increased by when somebody's trying to hide it. It heightens the image, right? The image as an opinion and a voice and an idea, right? That somebody's trying to hide away, right? And so in the same way, like when you freeze you're an object through throwing, firing, and all these things, you're quite literally condensing an opinion or an idea, right? There's another person who was telling me that like 80% to 90% of communication between humans is done non-verbally, which I also thought that was really cool. And so how much of that is also done in work, right? Your work is a non-verbal thing most of the time, right? Obviously now you're hearing me talk, so it changes, but how much of your work, what is your work saying in a non-verbal way, right? And there's all sorts of different lenses you can take when thinking about your work, right? You can take all these lenses, but sometimes trying to think of this. Bro, are you kidding me? Let's see if I can just push it back down. So this clay is really freaking hard that I can just rip it off the wheel like that. So this is past the right hardness that I would normally want to work in. So here we go. This on the bottom. I always do think it's kind of fun to see what your work is saying. And I think the best way is like when you learn how to be really honest with yourself, you can really start to analyze your work in a productive way. I feel like if you're still in the stage of your life where you're lying to yourself, it's hard to make really good work. If you look at every piece and that's all you see is like great things, right? And you're only looking at your work through like one particular lens, I feel like you're kind of setting yourself up for just a moment in your life where somebody's going to ask you something, or you're going to reach a point where your work, you're feeling unmotivated, I guess, right? Motivation comes and goes. You can't be working off of motivation, right? You got to find something deeper than just motivation that's keeping you going, right? This is really tough to work with here. That's so... Oh, my hands are cramping up so bad right now how hard this clay is. Get over here, you little rat. This one's gonna be really awesome. I can already feel it. But we'll try our best. Knuckle right underneath. Oh my god. I gotta take a breath. I'm trying to rush through this too much. Okay, great. Alright. I feel like if your hand was rubber bands, the rubber bands in my hand are all just freaking snapping all the time. It's such a weird feeling. Alright. That's good enough. I just don't understand how this is so freaking difficult to work with today. Well, I do. It's just really difficult. It's really hard. But I'd rather have stuff that's hard because I can still get height than soft. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great. Okay. Alright, so stop right here. Slight undulation. Getting some water down in here with my fingers. I'm actually gonna try to actually flare this all out. Alright, there we go. Having it come out pretty wide is going to look really nice later on. I'm going to take some of this water out of these swirls on the inside here. There we go. Get ready for the flange. This one I would normally want to cut, but I'm feeling this bottom section here, and it's not going to want to listen to me, so I'm just going to see what happens when we lift this up and see how many air bubbles we kind of hit. Whoa, no air bubbles. What the heck then is this? Is this just a thin spot? Well, I guess we are cutting this one. This one allowed for a throw. Okay. Cool. So cut, 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 and cut. There we go. Curl these up. I don't even know how that ripped. There we go. Take these up, each of them. curl these over. Nice. Put that in. Curl these up. Nice. Okay. Take this water at the bottom here. One part that I need to do a better job with getting it curled up, and I can do that in a second. But overall, this one's kind of funky. Quite a big fan of this one, actually. Even though it started off as a disaster, this one turned out pretty cool. So there's number 2. So this one over here. Always gotta wipe our hands off on our pants. It's the only way to do it, guys. If you do it any other way, I feel like you're not really about the clay. You're more about the object. If you're about the clay, then you're not gonna fray away from a little bit of clay on yourself. I can understand wanting to stay clean, but even the mindset of wanting to stay clean, you're distancing yourself of wanting to embed yourself in the mindset of clay. I know it sounds kind of silly, but any little thing that kind of gets in the way of your process, you want to try to minimize that, right? Like even me making these videos is getting in the way of me making the objects, right? So I've been trying to get better at reducing that, but sometimes the way to reduce it is to trim off other things, right? This one's hard too, hard clay. All day, hard clay. Okay, turn this forward just a little bit. We don't want it to rip and tear, so keeping it thick and going down with the chest. Take some of this water off because this is wanting to kick up quite a bit recently. Here we are. Alright, nice job, guys. Open this clay up ever so slightly. Nice. Thumbs right down. Okay. Some weird air bubble at the bottom. That's okay. Having our other hand support our hand on the inside. Kind of being understanding that it's wanting to not be perfectly centered, so we want to really cut through the clay when the clay is hard. If you don't cut through the clay when the clay is hard, the clay is just going to move you all around. You're not going to be anywhere close to center, right? At least if you cut the clay, you're carving out your center, right? And so if you have nails, get those off. I've ground down my nails so much recently, and it really depends on your bat too. And like if you go wide, you do a lot of nail scratching, but you really want to use the bone of your fingertips to cut through that clay. It's kind of surprising how sharp your finger bone is, you know. Okay, here we are. And the underneath, slowly taking this up. One, we'll do slower, right, on this bottom section here. But we'll do just a little bit at a time instead of a lot. Okay, knuckle into that bottom edge. Okay, there's one. Okay, well, I'm gonna need some water. So, I'm not getting like any water from this bowl anymore, so we got another little water bucket down here. So we'll use this thing. Some more water. Some more agua. Base. Push that clay down. Curl it right over top. could color this in, but you know what? You can't be wasting water. You just gotta go right into the next pole. Okay. Nice. Okay, this is great, guys. It's a pretty decent height. Not too much more water, so this is going to be it. I'm going to try to get as much of this slip out of the bottom. Because if you don't, it's going to just slowly eat away at the bottom of your pot until it just dissolves. But there's only so much. After a while, your sponge gets so saturated with slip, it doesn't even pick it up anymore out of the inside. So that's our limit. And then we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Really take these up all the way. Oh, we got a little rip, that's fine. Okay, into our top rim. Right. Go pretty wide. It's pretty good. Good contrast on this one. And that's how we'll finish these up today. Take this up. Right underneath. A little water right on the bottom. Close that ever so slightly. And you know what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Skip one, skip one, skip, skip one. Look at that. Nice little flower on the bottom there. Take up this clay. Put you to the side. Get ready. We're gonna have one here. We're gonna have 3 supporting the clay at the bottom here. We're gonna have 2 right here. Nice and tight. And the third one right here, right in the middle. Looking just fine and dandy for us all day. And then I'm gonna be right here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a quick one. How long was this one? I don't even know. 24 minutes? Not bad. Okay. Let's see. This looks pretty good. Thank you guys so much for watching. All the best. Strong mentality. Peace.